Titus Welliver is phenomenal in Bosch, but his science fiction series with 86% on Rotten Tomatoes is a masterpiece. All seasons of Bosch and Bosch Legacy are well worth watching, with Welliver's portrayal perfectly bringing to life Harry Bosch from Michael Connelly's books. Interestingly, Michael Connelly himself wanted Titus Welliver to play the role in the hit Prime Video detective series because of his ability to brilliantly carry a character's pain and struggles in his eyes. Rumors suggest that before Welliver, many actors, like Kyle Chandler and even Russell Crowe, were considered for the part. In hindsight, though, it is hard to see anyone as Bosch after Welliver's perfect portrayal of the character. Like all good things, though, Welliver's long run as the Bosch franchise's lead also came to an end with Bosch Legacy Season 3. Fortunately, despite the cancellation of Bosch Legacy, Titus Welliver is already back as Harry Bosch in Ballard, a Prime Video spin-off series focused on Renee Ballard, Maggie Q. While Welliver only makes brief appearances in the spin-off, Harry Bosch remains his most iconic and enduring role. As enduring and iconic as Bosch's appeal may be, however, a closer look at Titus Welliver's long line of acting roles suggests that his greatest performance was in Lost. Titus Welliver plays Lost's The Man in Black. The Man in Black takes on many forms. In Lost, Titus Welliver portrays the Man in Black, who is eventually revealed to be the show's overarching villain. Welliver does not make his debut until the opening scene of the Season 5 finale, The Incident, which is a flashback featuring him and Jacob, Mark Pellegrino, as they watch a ship sailing toward the island and debate their conflicting beliefs. Despite Welliver's late debut and only starring in 3 episodes by the end of the series, his character appears in other forms throughout all of Lost seasons. This is because the Man in Black is also Lost's smoke monster, who has been heard and seen in the show since Season 1. Other forms that the Man in Black takes on include Christian Shepherd, John Terry, Yemi, Adetokumbo McCormick, Alex Rousseau, Tanya Raymond, Isabella, Morelli Taylor, and John Locke, Terry O'Quinn, the last of which is the form he primarily appears in throughout Seasons 5 and 6. Before Welliver appears in Season 6, Episode 15, Across the Sea, the episode explores the Man in Black's birth and his childhood, with the younger version of the character played by Ryan Bradford. While the episode is divisive, it adds significant depth and complexity to Welliver's character. The Man in Black is an equally tragic and ruthless villain, far more than a smoke monster. Welliver's performance as Lost's Man in Black helps cement the character's tragic and ruthless nature, as do his origins. With his biological mother, Claudia, Lella Loren, murdered moments after she gives birth to Jacob and his brother, it only takes seconds for the Man in Black's life to become tragic. Even as a child, he is curious about the outside world and wants to leave the island, and he only becomes more fixated on this idea when his adoptive mother, Allison Janney, who murdered Claudia, and Jacob try to stop him. Regardless of what his adoptive mother and Jacob do, it is tragic that the Man in Black kills them. In the 3 episodes where the Man in Black appears, Welliver brings a sense of tragic longing to the character, who feels trapped and is desperate to be free. At the same time, that desperation is used to manipulate, kill, and endanger others on multiple occasions. The Man in Black is not only willing to kill his family, but is also willing to kill all of Jacob's candidates and anyone else whose existence stands in the way of him escaping the island. Even worse, the Man in Black transforms into survivors' deceased loved ones to manipulate them into doing his bidding, since Jacob's rules prevent him from killing the candidates directly. It is easy to see a column of smoke as evil, but it is more challenging when the character is presented via Welliver as a seemingly rational person seeking an understandable goal after being treated unfairly. This makes the Man in Black threatening in a more subtle way than he ever was in previous seasons. Lost is a sci-fi masterpiece that has yet to be surpassed. The show is truly in a class of its own. The Man in Black is one of the many key pieces that makes Lost a science fiction masterpiece. From Lost's time travel to the Man in Black becoming a shape-shifting smoke monster, there are plenty of fantastical elements that capture the imagination, create compelling mysteries, and that will excite anyone who enjoys the science fiction genre. Part of the reason Lost science fiction works so well is because it is always used to purposefully enhance the characters' journeys and the show's central themes. The Man in Black's endgame and his conflict with Jacob perfectly encapsulates the show's exploration of faith and whether people can change and grow despite their flaws. The show's time travel is used just as effectively, as the "whatever happened, happened" rule ensures that the characters' choices have consequences and cannot be changed. Lost's time travel also fits perfectly into what the show has to say about faith and destiny. While there are other science fiction mystery shows like Lost, none have been able to balance their character development, world-building, themes, and intriguing plot as seamlessly throughout their entire run. The series not only resonates the first time, but it actually gets better during each rewatch. The Man in Black is a perfect example of this, as once his whole story is revealed, the show can never be watched the same way again. It is a richer experience when thinking of the smoke monster, various dead individuals walking around the island, and Welliver's Man in Black all being the same character. There have been some particularly exceptional shows with a similar feel to Lost, including The Leftovers and From, but no story has quite reached those heights. Despite being so well known for Bosch, Welliver and all his co-stars will always be associated with their characters in the masterpiece that is Lost. Other actors you forgot appeared in Lost. Many actors from Lost went to become A-listers. Most viewers would still remember the main cast members of Lost quite well. However, the show's roster even included several actors who were not too well known back in the day but gradually rose in the ranks to become